Hi, I'm Ali and a warm welcome to the Ceramic Repair Studio. So in today's video I thought I would continue working on this lovely blue and white temple jar which has been converted into a lamp base. Now in my previous videos I have actually put it and fixed it back together and applied Milliput on the areas which were either missing or had large cracks in, if you'd like to look at those first. So today we're going to do a little bit of sanding. Now I'm going to use some wet and dry paper, and I tend to buy a pack, and they start off with a very high, actually I think there's even one here, something like 120. Won't use that today because it will be too coarse. And then we've got sort of 320, and then it goes down into different grades. And then I'm going to finish off with some micromesh, which makes it almost like a glaze at the end. Very, very fine. So first of all, I'm going to look, and I'm not going to go for anything too abrasive. We don't want to scratch any more surface. So I'm going to start with the 800. And I like to break just a little bit off first. So I'll try to take a piece which doesn't actually have the wording on. And I tend to break little bits off rather than try to scrape with the whole lot or sand. So with my smaller piece, I can just see some pieces here, and I like to almost fold it over and just work along wherever it needs doing. Now you don't want to be really touching any of the original, but just taking it down a bit, any of those lumps and bumps, and then just keep working along, and then you can sort of feel when it starts to almost become flush. So keep sanding, and then once I've actually got that sanded, I will then work up to the next one, which would be the 600. So for instance, I would again take off a tiny piece, get the 600, and then just keep sanding. You really do need good lights for this as well, because you want to make sure that you're not, as I say, actually touching any of the original. And I would actually go section by section, not doing the whole lot in one. Just do little small pieces. This is quite a lot of work, so this is going to take a bit of time. And then after that, I would then keep going through systematically until I get to the 800. No, sorry, more than 800, and then we get to the 1200. And then once I've done that, I get the 1200, say this has all been done, and I would just again, and this one is actually very smooth, and you can start to blend it in. Now when you get to that point where it's blending in, you don't actually want to keep scraping around. One, you're going to damage the china, but also you don't want to end up with a big ridge. So you want to sort of feel, and you can actually always, if you close your eyes and actually feel, you can sort of judge better to which way the china is. So you actually want to work with it rather than against it, so you're not ending up with a ridge. And then to finish off, I will actually use the micro mesh, and the size you want to use is not the cloth side. This one, it's almost like an oily texture. Then I would take my piece and I would eventually just keep going, and you can actually then go onto your china or porcelain, and this will actually really make it so it's really, really nice and flush. Now when it does come to larger pieces such as this, and it's quite a large piece here, I will start in slightly heavier. So I would start with a 320 for instance. Again, take a little bit off, and then I would just again work with the 320, but I wouldn't actually go anywhere near where the original is, just sanding the main part. And then once it starts to sand down again, then I will go systematically along bit by bit with the sandpaper. And then once that's finished, it's then ready for painting. So I thought I would just show you quickly how I actually go through my sandpaper to sand. So I'm going to continue this, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we're going to be doing a little bit of painting. I'm going to leave these parts here, but just the painting of the blue, just so it all blends in nicely. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Okay, bye.